Hey everyone, it's Chrissy from Color Addict here with you for another weekly special. This week we'll have Jessica Canty. She's going to come on and talk to us about digital career branding. So if you don't know what that is, or if that piques your interest, make sure you stay tuned. I'm going to get Jessica in here real soon. Hey Keisha, thank you for joining. I'm going to get her in here in just a second. If you're watching the replay, feel free to skip just a few seconds while we get started. And let me get her. Going to invite a few folks who I know will want to use this message and utilize it, and get Jessica in here, and we're going to hop right in here, guys. So I hope everyone's having a beautiful 2021. Hope you guys have set some goals that you're going to hit. Not hopefully, but you will, right? And just invite some folks, get some people in here. All right, so I'm gonna wait for Jessica to join and get her in here. Hey Jessica, I'm gonna get you in here right now. Perfect. All right, so that should be loading up. And there she is.
Yeah. The technology's gonna work.
I hate that it does this on the live. It splits the screen.
Yeah.
But I was just telling some of our viewers what you're here to talk about, which is digital career branding. So thank you again for joining us. Let me put my seat down. Thanks for joining. I see you guys joining. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm going to let Jessica just hop right in here.
Hey everybody, I'm Jessica Canty. I am your life and career strategist. I have a passion for helping melanin millennial moms who want high achieving careers. And that's why I love talking about career branding. I'm thrilled about it. First of all, I'm thrilled to be able to connect with another go-getter mogul herself. Oh my goodness. I just wanted to share with the audience that I had an opportunity to connect with you because of your commitment to quality products for your clients. And the way that you show up in the world. You sought out mentorship, you sought out education on how to service them better. And so it was such a wonderful and refreshing thing to be able to be requested by you, because I've seen the growth that you've had, and I've seen how the transformations you create for your clients. And I thought it was so timely that I talk about career branding, because you're a poster child of career branding. So should I just go ahead and jump in?
Yeah, go ahead, jump in. I'm in.
I got to keep my notes on my side, because if I don't, I can get excited. Right, look, got the pen, the paper, everything right next to me, right? So the reason why I said career branding is that she is awesome. So one of the reasons why I say you're the poster child for career branding, and if you all are following this page, you're getting a role model, is because you've established yourself in the market. But the other piece is that I really like the fact that you're an entrepreneur doing it. Because often when I talk to my clients about career branding, they'll discredit themselves in what I'm talking about, because they'll say, I'm an entrepreneur. That has nothing to do with me. Or when I say I help people achieve who want high achieving careers, they're thinking it's got to be a traditional 9 to 5. It's got to be a bi-weekly paycheck, that good government job that everybody talks about. But when I talk about high achieving careers, I'm talking about entrepreneurship as well, because that is a career. Can all my entrepreneurs raise their hands on that one? Because we wish that there was a 9 to 5. We wish that there was that structure. So when we talk about career branding, I'm talking about the people who are employees and entrepreneurs. So whether you are a boss or you have a boss, I want you to pull in close. I want you to grab a piece of paper, grab a pen, or whatever writing utensil you have, and then click share. Because first of all, whenever you come to this page, you're going to get some quality with Color Addict. So I want you to make sure you maximize on the quality that she produces, right? So a couple of things that I saw and excellent ways that she handles things that I often advise my clients are some of the do's and don'ts of digital branding. So before I go into the do's and don'ts, it's vitally important for you to understand this in order to receive the do's and don'ts. Vitally important. So listen in. Turn off your TV, turn off distractions. It's important that you listen to this. When we're talking about our careers, we have to treat it like the business that they are, like the businesses that they are, right? So for our entrepreneurs, it's easy for you all to think about that, because you have a business, you got your EIN number and all those good old things. But no. You have to look at your business as the career that it is. And then those who have a job or traditional 9 to 5, you got to look at it like a business too. So you want to invest in yourself. So when I go through these do's and don'ts, I don't want you to disqualify yourself because, well, I already have a business. I don't want you to discredit yourself because I've been in this career for 20 years. You can always achieve more, and you can always pour back into the investment of your career. So entrepreneur, you should still be learning some lessons. Even though you don't have a boss, your client is your boss. So you want to be very clear on that you're open to learning lessons. So let me look over here at my do's and don'ts so I don't forget them. So one of the do's is we're talking about, first of all, when we talk about digital marketing, the reason why it's so important for us to talk about this year, in light of last year, is because the market is flooded. The market is flooded. No matter what career you're talking about, from candlestick maker to the baker to the person that flips burgers to even the presidency. There was a rush for the office of the presidency, right? The market is flooded. Everybody's on live now. Everybody's updated their LinkedIn because they're looking for a job because unfortunately the unemployment rates seem to continue to rise. So it's vitally important that you do these do's and don'ts because the market is flooded. And I say that with empathy in my heart because I know that there's a space for everybody. So, but sometimes it means that we have to create our own space because of the market being flooded. And if you apply these do's and don'ts, you can create your niche market. Hey, Courtney, so glad that you're here. She's a phenomenal HR guru. I love talking to her about all things career. So it's important that you apply these do's and don'ts. The first do you want to apply, and this may seem like, well, duh, but I'm telling you, it's a mental health barrier, is you want to monitor how often you post, scroll, and like. So I know Crystal knows this, but and all her team knows that you probably know the algorithm because I look at your stuff, when to post, when things draw people in. She even taught me just before this call, when two people talk on a live, it affects it. So she knows the intricacies of what it means to show up in the digital market. But what are you doing with that information? So a lot of times as business owners, we have to look at the metrics. You have to look at the analytics, like who's looking at our posts and who's interacting with our material. But what are you doing with that information? So if you are an entrepreneur, what are you doing with the fact information that you've seen? You got some unfollows. Are you getting discouraged? Or are you realizing you're narrowing down who your real client is? Exactly. So if you are branding yourself in the digital space for your career, are you being mindful of what you're posting? Are you thinking about what future employers are going to think about what you posted? And over again, I hear people, because I help millennial moms, I connect, I'm a millennial. I know that we grew up in a time where it was perfectly fine to post our whole lives online. But I'm here to tell you that it's not. Yeah, I'm sorry. I got to let you know, it's not, especially let me take this back. If you want to post everything online, you got to ask yourself, what do you value more? Your freedom of speech, quote unquote, or a high achieving career. It's a very sticky situation to try to blend the two together. So you really want to make sure you're clear on that. So if you want to post every picture from every party you're going to or every quote that you're thinking about, okay, then that's fine. But then don't expect employers to know that you're a good person when you're showing pictures of you turning up on a weekend. So you really want to be mindful of what you post, how often you scroll, because that can be time you're spending applying for jobs, calling clients. That can be time that you're spending talking to donors and sponsors for your business, sponsors for your career. And also, because I'm a clinical social worker, I understand the mental health impact of scrolling. You could start to suffer from comparison kills. And it does. It kills creativity. It kills passion. So be very careful how often you scroll and what you like. So because, in this political season and everything that's happened last year and this year, you want to be careful about what you're hitting a little hard. It seems like it only takes half a second to do, but it can have lifelong impacts. So be careful what you like. Do make sure you use digital platforms for powerful connections, not for follows, not so that you can be seen on the live and you putting little hearts, but for powerful connection. So now we've got this invention called Clubhouse out there. Now we've got, Instagram when I was in college didn't even exist. So I'm probably telling you all my age. But, Facebook was in its infancy when I was in college. But I have to make powerful connections. I can have, and you probably can speak to this, people who have 20K worth of followers. And I think you actually posted this. And that's why it really spoke to me. They can have 20K followers, but they're not interacting with their clients.
Yep.
So you want to use these platforms for powerful connections. Case in point, that's why I wanted to tell you all about how we met. It was a powerful connection. We both decided to invest in our future clients by getting the support that we need. So when you're in these meetings, when you're in the clubhouse rooms, when you're on these lives, are you seeing who's on the live with you? Do you write down and follow up and follow through? Did you send Crystal and her team like a follow up? Hey, I really like that picture you had on. Or can you tell me a little bit more about that? Or are you just having it playing in the background while you're doing your chores? These are powerful connections. That I'm such a fan of that, so much so that I created a tool for my clients. It's a networking tracking tool, but literally my graphic designer said to me, Jessica, I use that tool. She's the one who made it look pretty, but she said, Jessica, I use it on Clubhouse and I made a powerful connection that led me to a client. Mind blown. Wow. So when we're on these spaces, what are you doing with the information? Are you following up and following through? You want to plan with intention. And I actually saw you post this as well about your content calendar, about, like what time you're going to post it, how you're tracking the metrics around people interacting. Like you even shared with me about how people interact with the live versus the replay, right? So as an employee and an entrepreneur, you need to plan with intention around that then. Now, I'm not saying you got to pay attention to every algorithm because that could be scary. Believe me, I raise my hand. I'm like, listen, I'm going to post it. Either you interact with it or you don't interact with it. But I am intentional about the message I'm going to send with my post. I am intentional about who I want to interact with that. So I want you to be planning with intention. So if you want to post a picture of you and your friends on the weekend, okay, what message do you want a future employer to see about that? Because maybe your weekend activity was that you're making a connection to grow their business. Or maybe you're making a connection for a future client to make their job so much easier. So you want to plan with intention. And you do want to find a role model. Hint, hint, there's one on the screen right there. That beautiful lady right there. I always teach my clients to have their executive board. And this is for employees and entrepreneurs. You need a role model, a mentor, a coach, and a sponsor. Do I have a sponsor? Do I have a coach or role model? Even though I'm a coach? Absolutely. That's how I got to the space I'm in. That's how I met that beautiful face on the screen, because we both had a mutual mentor. So if you want to further your business, if you want to further your career, don't believe the myth. Don't believe the hype that you can do it by yourself.
Yep.
Why would you want to, sis? It's going to take too much effort. Listen, I have enough gray hairs. I don't need any additional gray hairs, okay? I want to do it. I want to do proficiency, and I want to go to bed at a decent hour at night knowing that I've got the support I need. So you want to make sure you find a role model in your career. A lot of people will tell me, Jessica, well, I got a role model. I got a mentor. No, not your high school teacher that you haven't spoken to in 10 years. She's my mentor. No, she's not. She's somebody that's now a role model for you. And you can't just say it's a role model or they're saying, oh, she's a role. I like her because of her posts. No, what about her post speak to your career? What about her post speak to your clients? Then she can be a role model to you, because now you're being targeted about the time you spend in that social media environment. Remember who your boss is. I kind of mentioned that earlier. That's a do. A lot of people think, oh, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I'm going to make my own hours. I'm going to make sure I don't have to worry about nobody else making sure I make money. You know what? I'm not going to worry about nobody telling me what to do. Psych. Take it from somebody who became an entrepreneur. No, honey, your boss is your client is now your boss. Your bills are now your boss. So all those Wix and Calendly and Canva, they're my boss now, because they're telling me how to interact with their material and when I need to pay them and all that, because they're my boss now. So be clear who your boss is. So I'm gonna move on to my don'ts. What you don't want to do is to treat public spaces as private hubs. I'm going to say that one more time. Don't treat public spaces as private hubs. Why do I say that? Because now what's happening is a lot of us are actually work from home. So we miss the moments by the water cooler, the chit chats in the cubicle. We miss meeting each other in the cafeteria. And so now we're doing it on social media. And now we're doing it on emails. And now we're doing it thinking it's in the chat box of the digital platforms. People are recording it. They definitely see what you're posting. So don't treat those things that seem private as private when they're actually public. You have to get on the internet to interact with it, so know that it's public. Right. So when we are liking things, when we are participating in things online, your digital footprint is created. So for me, when I share an article, I'm thinking, what will my client think about me sharing this article? Does this speak to that specific client? Even though it's a personal interest in me, like I'm a melanin millennial mom, and there might be some intricacies about Christian parenting. But I think about, am I alienating a part of my community, or what is going to speak to their community? Am I okay if it alienates a certain part? Because I'm fine with that too, you know, knowing exactly what you want to promote and what you don't want to promote. But you want to be very clear that if you have to use the internet to do it, it's public. Nothing about it is private. So if you're opening yourself up to the critiques and the rewards, but please remember that it is public. I got two more. So you don't want to be taken in by every expert. Do not be taken in by every expert. Why do I say that? Because I just said the market is flooded. People have more time on their hands. It's a good thing, because I was able to create a whole product last year. I didn't have to spend time in traffic, so I spent the time I was in traffic creating that. So it's a good thing in terms of creativity. But now everybody's an expert. Have you noticed that?
Yes.
In 30 days, I'll tell you how to plan your calendar. Or how to use Calendly Beller. And I can't remember, it was another one I just saw. It was like, oh my goodness. It was, now they've got automated posts. So like, not necessarily scheduling a post, but they would tell you what to write in the comment section of a post. So everybody's an expert now. So when everybody's an expert, nobody is. So you have to be very intentional about picking the right person for your career, the right person for your clientele. So the reason why I said yes to this conversation is because I know it's quality product. I know that she's invested in her career. I know that she set up the tools and the systems to make her clients prepared, to take away the headache. They don't have to worry about it because I know she's invested in it. So right. If I was to look at her price point, I know her price point reflects the fact that you can, go ahead. You can buy somebody that's going to do it for you for $2.99. But no, that's the value you're going to get. Mm-hmm. Of course, you can get somebody to do it for you in 30 days. But if you want longevity, which 2020 has taught us. Sorry. Okay. 2020 has taught us we need longevity. We can't do flash in the pan type stuff. I know there's a lot of trends out there, different challenges online, but you need longevity. So when everybody's an expert, nobody is. And then the other thing is, even if they got credentials, you got to make sure it's a good fit for you, right? If you go to the grocery store right now, you can go down an aisle where toothpaste is, and there's probably 20 different brands to meet different needs. Maybe you want white teeth. Maybe you want some fresher smelling breath. Maybe you want to prevent cavities, right? So one toothpaste is going to fit somebody else. It's not going to fit you. Mm-hmm. So like I specifically say I help melanin millennial moms. Have I coached people who don't have melanin in their skin? Absolutely. I've coached people who are baby boomers, Gen Zers. People who are on their way out of the career space. Have I coached people who don't have children? Absolutely. But if you heard melanin millennial mom, you're like, that's me. Then you and I can rock with each other, sis, because I've got what you need. Mm-hmm. So you want to be very careful, because when they leave with money, and when they can't be specific about who they helped, beware. That's a red flag. When they say, I'm going to make you $30 in 30 minutes, be careful. When they don't leave with value, and when they don't leave with who they helped. I've helped, boom, 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 boom. And I'm not saying that, I'm not talking about like they don't need to have receipts of everybody they've helped, but like what type of person are you helping? Right. Because that's not me. Even in the resume space, when I help my clients, there's a specific skill set for a federal government resume that if you're going to a resume writer, if they don't have it, they're going to set you up. So you really want to make sure that you find somebody that's just for you. And the last thing I want you to remember is that you don't want to forget to listen to your voice. Listen to your voice. Because often I tell my clients to get support, and sometimes it's confusing between what you are created to be and then the information that you're receiving. There's got to be a balance. So like I said, she and I, Crystal, I'm about to call you color addict. We both went through a process of hearing somebody hear our voice and help us to fine tune our voice. Mm-hmm. But we knew we had a voice, and that's how we knew it to show up. So we were able to ask the questions that we're going to able to amplify our voice in the market space. So don't forget your voice, because right now there's so many scripts and formulas, and like the algorithms I mentioned earlier, your page has to have certain number of posts. Your page has to have a certain number of followers. You have to have a certain color palette. I'm all for that, because I feel like career branding is easier to identify who you are. So like when you go to my page right now, you're going to see something about career advice. You're going to see something about me being a mom. You're going to see something about the work that I'm doing, like how I help people. So I'm all for that, but don't be so stuck on it looking cookie cutter that you don't forget that you have a unique voice that shows up. So I have no problem when I get on here. I used to be so nervous about doing lives, because what if I mess up? What if I get tongue-tied? I'll roll with the punches now. Exactly. I'm tongue-tied. I'm sorry, you all. My coffee hasn't kicked in. That's my unique voice. So I never want to lose. I want to be able to connect with my clients in that way. So I think I did all of my do's and don'ts. I sure hope you wrote them down. And one of the things I wanted to share is that sometimes it can be overwhelming to implement information. And that's another reason why you want to dig in deep. So if you're looking for career branding or support in achieving your career, you want to get a career coach. If you're looking for positioning your business or career in the digital space, you also want to talk to someone like Crystal because she can get your page together. So what do I mean by that? And Crystal, you can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but like, I guess what I'm thinking about is a lot of times I tell my clients to do landing pages for their careers. A lot of businesses have a page, but if you might not know where to start with a landing page, I can tell you what to put on it. But believe me, I'm over here struggling through Canva too. So you want to have an expert. So Crystal, help me. You do help people with like their digital, all that good stuff, right? I want to make sure I don't tell them anything.
Yeah, for sure. We do strategic side a lot. Execution, as you mentioned, to do it right. We definitely help with people with that too. So yeah.
Absolutely. And even when you said that, like, do know that the free stuff and the do-it-yourself is only going to take you but so far. Mm-hmm. Believe me, I am a frugal mama. I'm a thrift store. Can I do it for free type person? What I realized is the growth happened when I invested in myself. Mm-hmm. I'm always looking for something free. So when she tells you her price point, please don't think that that means I can't do it, but you can keep doing it with the free stuff. Yeah, you can. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's only going to take you so far though.
Exactly. But and I even, just a real quick point on that, because it's a lot of pressure. I feel like in careers and as well as entrepreneurship to like invest in a whole bunch of things. I tell my clients, if you're not at a certain point in your business, you're too early for me.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You're just too early. It's not at this point in time, especially let's say within the marketing realm and digital branding and all that kind of stuff. If you don't have funds set aside and your clients aren't paying for it, like I tell my clients, the actual business owner should not be paying for any of those things. Your clients pay for it. So if you don't have recurring revenue, you don't need to be investing anyway. Try to find something that works for you. Stay consistent with it until you can get some clients. And like you mentioned earlier, focus on the sales, which is the powerful connections. That's what sales really is, right? Like, let's get back to that. I don't understand this whole marketing, and even though marketing is still, it ties together with sales, but they're different. They're so different. People don't understand that. So.
Absolutely. And you hit it right on the head. Like, I think it's because people get intimidated by the language. So that would be a don't be intimidated by the language. Mm-hmm. Put it in your own voice. Go back to that. So she just said sales and marketing. So for me, before like that would have gone over my head. Like, well, wait a minute, metrics. Oh my goodness. No. What do the numbers mean? Who's interacting with it? Who should you be reaching out to? So mm-hmm. That's what it really means. So support. I don't know if I'm over feedback. I want to make sure. Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So do get the help that you need so they can do it for you. Because the other thing is you won't be able to enjoy your career. So for me, like I send people to graphic designers to say, get the help you need. I can show you how to do a simple page and I'll tell you what to put on it. But if you wanted to pop, if you wanted to stand out in the market, if you want your LinkedIn, it's like, just imagine how many people on LinkedIn don't have a page for their career. They're depending on LinkedIn to emphasize their career. Exactly. But how you'll stand out when you already have your own page, pictures of what you've done, how you've established yourself as a subject matter expert. So do that. And so I want to make sure I don't forget a couple of church announcements or community announcements. I want to call my community Cubicle Country. How you can do it for free really quickly. Join a community. I don't know on Facebook. I know. Did you have a community? I want to make sure I don't call it the wrong thing.
Yeah, it's not a Facebook group though, but yes, it's called Bossfish. But yes.
Oh, you see, I messed it up, but that's because I got the free group. She's got the elite stuff. But what I'm saying is that join a community. That's one thing that you can do is to join a community. Mm-hmm. And so speaking of joining a community, if you are looking to overcome hating Monday mornings, if you're looking to have more check than at the end of the month, you want to make sure you have more money than month. If you are ready for showing up in your passion and getting rewarded financially for your passion, I'm so ready for you to have your dream career. So I want to tell you a couple of steps you can get started on this week. Tomorrow is Thursday, right? the days are blending together. I'm hosting a 1-hour workshop called Interviewing for Income Increase. Interviewing for Income Increase at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The link is in my bio. You want to check that out. This is actually session 2 of 5 sessions. They're all completely free. All you have to do is bring pen and paper and get all these juicy nuggets, because I want you to start 2020 on the right path to getting your dream career. Every Tuesday, we have Careers and Coffee Chat. I would love for you to come tell me about some of your concerns. In the meantime, what you can do today, because I know Thursday's tomorrow, is head over to Facebook and join Cubicle Country. Because Cubicle Country is where I premiere all of our exclusive resources. I ask them first. When I'm going to Careers and Coffee Chat, I'm addressing their issues because they're bringing it. So if you want support, you want to join that group. And then lastly, Work Journal, a place to record how awesome you are. It's something I created last year. I actually created it for my paid coaching clients. They paid thousands of dollars to work with me one-on-one, but I noticed that they really didn't have a way to show up for me to help them. So I created a device that was going to help them, to help me to help them, to record exactly what they needed for me to update their resume, record exactly what they needed so the coaching to get a promotion. So if you want your travel size career coach and you're like, Jessica, I don't have time, I don't have the money, this is something you can do in less than 5 minutes a day for less than $20 a month, which you're spending more on anyway with your subscription services. Mm-hmm. So you want to make sure you're investing in your career. So you can head over to jessicakeenty.com, order your copy of Work Journal, place to record how awesome you are. And this is a great supplement. This is actually where I'm teaching out of for the webinars. So if you want to get to know what's in the pages of this, you can go to the website, or you can join us tomorrow and every Thursday leading up to about February 4th. That we're talking about the things that are in here. But please note, everything I've taught my clients, I put in these pages. This was actually created just for them. So in less than 5 minutes a day, you can coach yourself into the career you want. You can coach yourself into the salary that you deserve. I'm literally, you'll hear my voice in your head walking you through exactly how to update your resume, exactly how to show up in career branding, this conversation, so that you are getting what you deserve and that you can walk out your passions. That's my spill.
I love that. I love that. Quick follow-up. You talked about a guide that you have to track powerful connections. Where can we find that?
Absolutely. You know what, Crystal? You know what I will do is I will send, actually, I'm thinking about how to get it, because it was actually a freebie that I gave during my webinar. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to make sure I get it to you. So if any of your clients ask for it, or if you're catching this on the replay, I want you to have that. So I'm going to send it over to Crystal so that she can give it to you. But you can always just DM me as well. Say, Jessica, can you send it to me? And I will be more than happy to send it to you. I usually send it via email because for whatever reason, sometimes stuff shows up funny in the DM. And I want to make sure that you get it. But don't. So if anything, you could DM me your email address. And when I get off this call, I'm going to send it to Crystal so that she can get it to you as well. Because I really want you to make use of this time. Even while we were talking, I even had I created a meeting notes section. You could have been jotting down in your meeting notes section. So since we're on, and I'm not talking about Crystal because she's stellar in what she's doing. But for those who are catching this live in the replay, it's time to show up for your career. Whether you're a boss or you have a boss, it's time to show up for yourself.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Jessica. I really appreciate you coming on. You did a phenomenal job, and it's always nice to connect with you. We need to connect one-on-one soon.
We do.
It's been a while. It's been like 2 years.
I guess because I've been interacting so much with your social, I feel like I'm still connected. But I can't.
Well, that's good. That's real good. That's what we aim for. But yes, definitely reach out to Jessica if you have any follow-up questions. She's always been awesome at what she does, especially in career and resume building and all that. I've seen her work with my own eyes.
Thank you.
But if you guys have any questions, definitely make sure to stay tuned. Make sure to catch the live next week, and I will see you all in a week from now.
Yay!
Yes, bye. Thank you again. Bye, everyone.